Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going on an adventure to one of the most amazing places on Earth, Yellowstone National Park. It's famous for its incredible geysers, like Old Faithful, and its beautiful hot springs. But did you know that underneath all that beauty lies something huge and powerful? We're talking about the Yellowstone Supervolcano. Now, when you hear the word supervolcano, it might sound a little scary, like something out of a movie. But don't worry. We're going to break down what it is, what's happening deep underground, and answer the big question: is it getting ready to wake up? So, grab your virtual explorer's hat, and let's dive in. First things first, what even is a supervolcano? Imagine a regular volcano, like a mountain that can erupt lava. Now picture something way bigger. A supervolcano isn't a pointy mountain. Instead, it's a giant crater in the ground, called a caldera. The Yellowstone caldera is massive. It's about 45 miles long and 30 miles wide. That's bigger than most cities. So how did it get there? Millions of years ago, a huge hotspot of super hot melted rock called magma rose up from deep within the earth. This magma collected in a giant chamber under the ground. Think of it like a giant underground balloon filling with hot, gooey rock. When the pressure got too much, it didn't just erupt. It exploded in a super eruption. This happened 3 major times in Yellowstone's history: 2.1 million years ago, 1.3 million years ago, and the last big one was about 631,000 years ago. When that last one erupted, the ground collapsed, creating the giant caldera we see today. So, what's happening down there right now? That magma chamber is still there, deep beneath the park. It's what powers all of Yellowstone's amazing features. The heat from the magma warms up groundwater, which then shoots up as geysers or bubbles up in hot springs and bubbling mud pots. It's like a giant plumbing system heated by a furnace deep underground. Because this system is so active, the ground in Yellowstone isn't perfectly still. It actually breathes. Scientists have discovered that the ground level of the caldera rises and falls over time. Sometimes it goes up a few inches, and other times it goes down. This happens as magma moves around in the chamber below, or as hot water and gases get trapped or escape. It's like a giant, slow-motion breath. On top of that, Yellowstone experiences a lot of earthquakes. We're talking about 1,000 to 3,000 tiny earthquakes every single year. But before you panic, most of them are so small that you wouldn't even feel them if you were standing right there. These little quakes are totally normal. They are caused by the ground shifting and cracking as it deals with all the heat and pressure from below. It's just the supervolcano stretching and creaking in its sleep. Now for the million-dollar question. Is the Yellowstone supervolcano preparing for a wake-up call? You might see scary headlines online saying an eruption is coming soon. But here's what the scientists who study Yellowstone every single day say: probably not. In fact, the chances of a super eruption happening in our lifetime or even our grandchildren's lifetime are extremely small. Scientists have an incredible network of tools all over the park. They use GPS to measure the ground rising and falling, seismometers to detect every little earthquake, and they even analyze the gases coming out of the ground. They are watching Yellowstone 24/7. If something big were about to happen, they would see major warning signs way in advance. What kind of signs would they look for? We're not talking about a few extra earthquakes or the ground rising a tiny bit. For a super eruption to be on its way, they'd expect to see things like the ground swelling up dramatically, not by inches, but by feet. They'd see swarms of much stronger earthquakes happening constantly, and the temperature and chemical makeup of the geysers and hot springs would change in big ways. Right now, none of that is happening. Everything we see is just part of the normal, everyday activity of a sleeping giant. So if it's not going to have a super eruption, could it do something else? Yes, and this is much more likely. The most probable type of eruption at Yellowstone would be a smaller lava flow. This would be similar to the eruptions we see in Hawaii. Hot magma would ooze out onto the surface and slowly create a new lava flow inside the caldera. While that would certainly be a big event for the park, it wouldn't be the catastrophic, globe-altering event that a super eruption would be. The last time a lava flow like this happened at Yellowstone was about 70,000 years ago. Another possibility is a hydrothermal explosion. This happens when underground water gets superheated and flashes into steam, causing an explosion. This can create a crater and throw rocks and hot water into the air. These have happened more recently in Yellowstone's past, but they are localized events, meaning they only affect a small area within the park. The truth is, Yellowstone is one of the most monitored volcanic systems on the planet. Scientists at the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory are the world's best volcano detectives, and they are always on the case. They share all their data publicly, so there are no secrets. They've made it clear that while Yellowstone is an active volcano, it is not showing any signs that it's building up to a massive eruption. So instead of being scared of Yellowstone, we should be amazed by it. It's a living, breathing geological wonder that gives us a peek into the powerful forces that shape our planet. The geysers, the hot springs, and the earthquakes are all reminders of the incredible energy simmering just beneath our feet. It's a dynamic and fascinating place that teaches us so much about how the Earth works. So is Yellowstone preparing for a wake-up call? The short answer is no. It's just stirring in its sleep, breathing, and letting off a little steam, like it has been doing for thousands of years. We can all continue to enjoy its beauty and wonder without worrying about a super eruption anytime soon. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the Yellowstone Supervolcano. I hope this cleared up some of the myths and helped you understand what's really going on. What other science mysteries should we explore next? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.